This week on Sportsman TV, we treeing squirrels. Come on, go with us.
See right there? He's on that limb right there. He's on that big limb, one out to the left.
Well, we got a tree the biggest tree, the biggest sweet gum tree in all Amite County swamp. And we had it against the vines, and we shook it out of the vines, and one of those boys made a superb shot. Killed our first squirrel of the day.
Well, you know, we haven't squirrel hunted any this year yet. This will be the first trip, but I've deer hunted in these woods a good bit this year. And it's funny, at the first part of the season, I didn't think we had many squirrels, and then as the deer season progressed, we really got them and had one of the biggest mass crops this year as far as pecans that we've ever had, you know. So I don't know if the squirrels, they come from somewhere else, you know, migrated in here, or what the deal was, because early on, like October or so, it didn't seem like we had any. But by Thanksgiving, Christmas period of time, because we were over here a lot, just there were squirrels everywhere. I don't know if they're moving yet today, but they're around.
He does. He looked like he said.
Up there. Take your time, put that bead right on. Shoot him again. Oh, great big one.
There's another one went running through
Did you
here.
see him?
Yeah.
Did he get on the ground?
I don't think so. He's bailing through there. Of course, I didn't watch him go down, but we look forward to it every year in February, stomping around the woods and enjoying an afternoon chasing these old squirrels. Sue Bob loves to go, and we love to take her.
Oh, here he is, here he is. All right, he's in that big tree. He's in that big tree, he's right there. See him going up that limb? He's going up there towards it. He's in that limb, it runs off to the side. See him right there?
Wait, that limb that does this, it splits.
There you go.
Jeez.
How about that? Yeah, I've never seen one like that. You'll see them solid black, but it's odd, isn't it?
It's a mixed squirrel.
We got another one tree in the kind of tree that she likes. The biggest tree in the forest.
Big tall one. You shooting him? I'm just holding on him.
Well, let's light him up.
There you go,
I'm
son.
talking about.
There's a hollow right there next to him.
He was in this tree.
You know, this cloudy day, I guess they're not moving, moving real good. We first one she treed, right before we get to the tree, it goes in a hole. Second one she treed, we couldn't find. It was like it was an older trail, and then she come right on out here and treed this one quick. So hopefully that's things to come. They moving. Of course, I think she tried to find the biggest tree out here to tree. It's 70 yards to the top of that tree. It's a long shot.
Two in there.
That's what we should have done is brought beer if I'd known we were going to get into this.
Hey, y'all get ready for some crawling if that dog grabs a hold of that coon. I hope he don't come down that tree with you, bro.
There's about 4 or 5 of them in there. They come out like a beehive.
I think he's dead.
Yeah, just reach in there. You almost got your hand on him. Is he growling?
There's his gloves. I'll put it.
Just got a.
Huh?
Yeah. I know. He's already got one now. You could get up there and he's gonna throw that coon out there.
I gather to say your coon hunt tonight probably won't have this kind of coon hunting in it.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh man.
He did.
Oh. He was just about dead, wasn't he?
Well, Greg, what the hell?
That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? The deal is we just whatever happens. The next thing around the corner, it ain't no telling what we're gonna run up on next. Bobcat, puma. It don't matter. We'll get right back in the squirrel hunt after all these other animals are gone.
Yeah.
We got a chupacabra one day.
Yeah. That's the only thing we make it, but maybe next time. So we've got squirrels, coons down. We treat an armadillo. Next, maybe a chupacabra. This dog won't give me my coon back, Jerry.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, she likes a coon now. That's the most fun she's had all morning.
Yeah, she likes squirrels, she hates the coon.
Come on, Roger. You still got it, bro.
Some people see how their dog's on a leash. I just have mine on a coon. Come on. I think he's dead.
Bob said, where you going with my coon?
I think he's dead.
There's a hole right there. I wonder.
A hole in the tree?
Yeah. I don't know that I'm an expert, but I don't think you can start too young. Introduce them to squirrels, squirrels in a cage, squirrel hide. About 80% of it, they're gonna be what they're gonna be. You just got to get them introduced to the squirrels. But they're either gonna be a squirrel dog, a tree dog, or they're not gonna be a tree dog. That's kind of my opinion. When that dog was 2.5 years old, I almost gave up on it. I was that close to giving. All she wanted to do was run deer. Couldn't get her to do squirrels. Then she got about 3.5. She started coming along, and then but a squirrel dog takes a few years. You know, you can take a 6, 8 month year old beagle, and it'll run rabbits. But a squirrel dog, it's not just that easy. That dog's got to figure out what tree the squirrel went up, where it was, is it the hottest tree? So it takes a while to make a squirrel dog. You don't just get a.
So the more squirrels you shoot over one, typically the better they get.
Absolutely. They just got to keep bringing them. Kind of like a quail dog, yeah. You just got to keep bringing them. I think he's victory again.
There he is. Shoot him, bub. Can you see where that all that fork is right there? He's up in there. Just get ready. He's gonna move in there. Oh, the show's on now. Super Bob, get him, Super Bob.
We're kind of in the lowland on the Mississippi River, you know, sure enough down in the flat bottoms. All this land we're in right now, floods pretty easy. Mostly these squirrels eat pecans, lots of pecans, lots of hackberry. They got little berries on them. at a certain time of the year when that's the tree for a squirrel. Honestly, this is probably some of the most fertile ground on the planet. I mean, because this land floods pretty much yearly. Sometime during the year, this land's gonna be flooded, and the deal is it just catches all that sediment that comes down the river. If you own the Tensaw River, the Mississippi River, Ouachita River, I mean, it's all the Atchafalaya River, all of it is real similar. You know, we blessed, we got a lot of delta, you know, and I mean, you just have a lot of wildlife. Well, you know, basically, this is two different types of squirrel cleaners. I prefer this one the best. This one you actually punch a hole in the, in the feet. And basically, when I was the guy who, when I was a little kid, I stood like this while my daddy cleaned them. I worked as the squirrel holder. And now, because of this ingenious invention, it basically works as me when I was little. You just put the feet in there. The main thing is on the squirrel is to keep the hair off your hands, and you don't have to worry about it at first, but when you do the second part, we're basically doing the first part now, is to make sure you don't get the hair. That's really the only thing that would mess a squirrel up when you're cleaning it, is getting a bunch of hair on the meat. Because now you're going to end up reaching and getting a hold of the meat. But like I said, used to, this was a two-person job, and now because of this invention, one man can. And I know these squirrels, most of their diet consists right now of pecans, so the only squirrels that I don't like if they've been cutting cypress balls. And fox squirrels are the worst about that, about eating cypress balls. And they typically do that, more times than not when they're low mass crop years, and they'll have a minty flavor. They'll taste like a cypress tree. They're a blast to hunt. I mean, they're, I guess a little harder to clean than say a rabbit. Rabbit, because of their hide, but as far as table fare. One thing about a small squirrel dog, like used to in rural America, a small squirrel dog was easy to feed, is very inexpensive to feed, and it could feed your family. And so now we do this as a sport, but at one time people done this to feed their family, and a little. That's how these feist and curs. That's how they were all bred, as a cheap form of, feeding your family back in, now we're blessed when you go to the grocery store and get whatever, but still to this day, like I said, this is a lifestyle that'll never go away, and some fine eating. Because I don't think it has another.
He's shooting good right here. Let's give me one of them over here.
You shoot low. You know what I'm saying? Don't shoot high on his back. Shoot low with that, because he's laying pretty close to that.
Get ready, Cooper. Got him. Got him.
I guess no backup needed on that. Yeah, you just dumped all those shells out right there, Trigger Stick.
Oh,
You're leaving like a bread trail. Is that Hansel and Gretel? Frickin' frack. And we got some fine food to eat tonight too, so we're gonna celebrate this great squirrel hunt that we've been on today.
yeah.
Look, and he's even got on his jester hat. I don't know whose kid that is, but it's not mine. I'm just glad my boy could bring this along with us. That's my boy over there standing behind you, not this cat.
Thank you, Dad.
roll, I hear.
That dog.
Well, basically, you know, we've treed a couple times when the tree had a hole in it, you know, and that's kind of a den tree. You know, sometimes the squirrel is in a nest. This time of the year, the weather gets bad, they start, you know, living in a den tree, and sometimes the females, you know, gonna have little ones, makes a nest in there. But they just know, you know, these squirrels haven't been hunted with a dog, but when anything gets after them, they know the safest place to be is in that hole. And this tree's got a hole. And if you look around the edge of it, you can tell kind of where that squirrel's been gnawing and scratching. You can tell like a fresh hole, you know, where the squirrel's been going in it.
Daddy shoots this one. I'll get that. They're gonna come out of that tree, gonna come to the ground now. Y'all get in there. All right, he's in that biggest pole.
I said 2 shells. I didn't load any.
It's the simple pleasures in life, Jared.
That squirrel didn't look that big hanging from that tree, did
It
it?
did look like a little old bitty squirrel.
I'm telling you.
Give me that squirrel. Give me that squirrel. Come here.
These squirrels shedding their antlers. In some places they have jackalopes. Here we have squirrelopes. They like eating a cantaloupe. That is kind of early. I saw several bucks this morning that still had their, you know, that still had their horns. But that one's undoubtedly dropped them a while because you can definitely tell it's this year's, you know, this year's antler. It hadn't bleached out yet. It still has some color to it. Either squirrel or rabbit, you know. It's funny, we bring shed antlers home and put them in the fence, in our backyard, and the squirrels will just completely eat them down to nothing. Because all that nutrients that went in there, you know, that squirrel and that rabbit, by eating the antlers, they get that out after they fall off. Looks like about your speed.
Look at squirrel, man.
He shot completely above him. He shot under him. Y'all shot all around him, but y'all ain't hitting
We're
nothing.
looking at the dead part, right?
That's where he's at.
He's in the dead part.
He's in that dead part right there. Come here, Buck. Come here. See that dead part right there?
Yeah,
That dead part?
he's
He's in
in
that
there,
crack.
and
That crack right there?
He can't get in there.
That's
He's
him.
trying
Whack
to
him.
hide,
Whack
and he
him.
can't get all of his body in there.
Wait, the
Whack
part that's white?
Yeah, see the part that's white?
I tell you
See
what,
the part that's
shoot
right?
between his,
See right to the right of it. See that dark part on that white part?
the tail.
That's where he's at.
There you go.
There you
Shoot him
go.
again. Shoot him again. Shoot him.
Get ready. Come.
There we go. Nice.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Good
Yes,
job,
sir.
fellas. Good job.
They are.
That's what I'm saying. I think
You had some good eyes to spot that sucker up where you said, "That hair coming out of that hole."
it could, Chris. Yeah, it could be. I think it's more than one squirrel, Chris. I think they got in there, maybe crossed.
But the deal was it wasn't enough holes. He couldn't get in there. Just couldn't hide.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
It might be nothing in there. He was scoot over. He said, scoot
I was
over.
ready to lose a little weight here.
Might be. He's laying flat on that limb up there. You see him up there? Is it loaded? Or has it got one in the... Can you shot below him, look like. We bring in the wood today on Fat Tuesday, if you know what I mean. We just punched a squirrel right in the mouth. Probably won't make the show. We down here just, you know, punching and grinding today, just trying to get us enough food to eat. Been a lean winter, if you know what I mean. Mardi Gras, my favorite late season event. Join us here next time on Sportsman TV.